Okay, as I was saying, I've only made 2 batches. The first batch ended up just so horrible that I thought, oh, you know what, this isn't for me. Not that I expect to be magnificent the first time out the gate, but they were pretty bad, and I thought I had been following directions, and I was clearly not meant to do this. But then I made a second batch, and I'm so much happier with this. And first I wanted to show you some of the materials that I used. This is the actual resin that I'm using. I got this at Michael's. Whether my husband agrees or not, I'm going to actually try to be a pretty thrifty crafter. So I don't get anything unless it's on sale or I can get it with a coupon. So I got this at Michael's with a 50% coupon, and so it's not that bad. It wasn't that bad. I should be able to make lots of things with this. I am using some of my molds from that I also use for polymer clay. So this is a waffle heart that I use in an example. This is a gear. These came from WhysperFairy on Etsy shop. Wonderful molds, by the way. This is a chrysanthemum mold from Martha Stewart. Actually, this was also bought with a 50% coupon at Michael's. She has a lot of mold sets, and they're a good deal because if you can get them for 50% off, you get maybe 4 molds for I want to say maybe $4, which is insane. I mean, that's pretty crazy. And some of them are really big, but you know, it all depends on what you want to make. I also got, oops, get those out of there. I also got these ice cube trays. These are silicone from Meyer on clearance. This came from Target on clearance. And this I bought a long time ago because I was hoping it might work with clay. When I was first starting to work with polymer clay. And it's actually just a resin molds. I mean, that's what they are. So I already had this. And this came from Hobby Lobby. I also use these molds from Miniature Sweets Etsy shop, and I really love their molds, so you should check them out too. I'll put links to them below. Okay, so those were the basic tools. I also use various glitters, just basic glitters. These are from Michael's. I use this, I bought at Michael's on clearance. It's actually a metal, it's made with copper, I think. You can see how fine of a dust that is. I got this to mix with my clay. And I also used flocking powder. These are Martha Stewart flocking powders with glitter in them. I got them on clearance at Hobby Lobby. Let me just open it up so you can see. If you don't use flocking powder, it's actually, my guess is just fibers that are really very finely chopped, mixed with some glitter. You could see, just like fiber. And I use some glitter shapes, again, Hobby Lobby on clearance. I'm telling you, I try. And finally, well, not finally, but I'm also using micro marbles. These are tiny, tiny micro beads, I guess, also from Michael's. A lot of fun. I got a lot of this I got to use with my polymer clay. And this is the one thing that I bought, well, I did buy it with coupon, but this was the one thing that was hard for me to do, but I got it anyway for reasons I'll explain. This is, there's only a few things you can mix with resin to change the color, change it from being clear, because otherwise you can change its properties. This is the preferred thing to use. You only need a drop or two per batch to turn, come on Tristan, to turn your resin white. And they have a lot of different colors, but I only got the white, and I'll talk about that as I go along. Eventually I like to get more, but these are about $6.50 a bottle, and granted they last you forever, but it's hard to just get a bunch at once, so I'll get more along the line. Okay, so thank you, sweetie. And there's Tristan saying hi, and Lauren sitting next to me saying hi. Okay, so let me show you my first batch. I had made a video yesterday with my first batch. I was really unhappy with them, and they just, you know, like I said, I thought I had followed the directions, and they just did not look very nice. And I'm going to talk about that too. First, let me show you this one. This one is not so bad, and none of these are finished, by the way. So the last thing you have to do is sand the edges here, and you can polish these with wax, like car wax, or you can put a glaze on them like triple thick, which is probably what I'll do. But they have not been done yet. Quite frankly, I think that I did not even mix the resin properly the first time, this first batch. These are still a little squishy, and it's been since, I want to say this is the third day. By now they should be completely cured, and I could still put my nail through some of this. Okay, part of my problem with this is if you look in the back, there are lots of craters from bubbles that popped. I mean, look how that's pulling away. I don't like some of the floating glitter. Some of it is settled, some of it's floating. And that all has to do with how I time batches. Okay. Other than that, this one's okay. Nothing very exciting. Poor design choice of silver glitter behind that, but that was mine. Then there's this one. I had a lot of hopes for this one. This one I actually put. This is a cold porcelain My Melody that I created, and you could see she's sort of stuck in there. And Tristan, you are totally blocking the light, dude. I added red glitter in the back. Here's another crater in the back. Otherwise, it's really not too bad, other than I don't know if you can really tell, but right here there's like a cavern of where the glitter just did not come to the top. Or it just became very obvious that there was just a big divot there. Other than that, I kind of like this one, but I'm just not happy about that. Here's one that's not too bad. The only problem is the stickers that I put in there, and there's another crater. The stickers that I put in there, I wasn't thinking, I don't know what, but there are a couple smaller stickers behind it that should have been in front of it, so I wasn't laying them in properly. Here's another one that I use. This is actually polymer clay in here. That I marbled, and I have micro marbles in there, as you can see. I've got lots of little bubbles in there, and I guess this one isn't too bad, other than, you know, these marbles are sort of not filling it in very well, and then there are bubbles in there still. Tristan, you are on my shoulder. Thank you, dude. This one actually isn't so bad. This is made out of, or the inside of this is cupcake sprinkles that I had, some seasonal ones. So, you know what, and I kind of like this. I kind of like the way it I don't know, they settled nicely. You know, I guess I don't have a lot of bad to say about this, other than lots of bubbles still. And all of this glitter is coming off of the ones that are shedding. This is the one I like the most that I made, and it actually turned out pretty well. I made this using this tray, here. And I have since glazed it with some triple thick. Again, we've got craters in the back. I did not settle the resin well enough, so you can actually see here where it's not straight across where it is here. So that was a mistake. And, you know, other than that, like I said, none of these I think have cured properly, so they're still kind of bendy. You know, I'll give them a couple more days and we'll see. So, you know, I was pretty disheartened with how I handled this first batch. So, you know, I was a little hesitant to really do a lot more. I mean, invest any more time or money, because these take hours to do. And they take hours to do, they take days to cure, and so you don't really want to have to wait a long time. I mean, you're already waiting a long time to get results. And then if you're unhappy with them, well, it's not that great. So anyway, I got past that and I made a second batch, and I'm much, much happier with this batch. Now, I took notes as I made these so that I can make sure I can fix any problems or replicate anything I was particularly happy with. And if anybody's interested in any of this information, just let me know. But, you know, basically it all has to do with layering your resin. So you put in some resin, and then you choose it inclusion at that point, or you don't. You let that sit for maybe an hour and a half, and then you could add things at that point. And it depends on what you're adding, because if you add glitter at that point, glitter floats. So you just have to be careful about when you're adding things and how long you let it harden before you add more things. A couple of these, almost all of these new ones are 2-layered. A couple of these are just single layers. I'll show you those. And so anyway, I just experimented with a lot of different things. So I'm going to start with this one. This one, here we go. This one I filled with that glitter shapes. I think this was like 60 cents at Hobby Lobby. And fortunately, one of them snuck past me. Again, these have not been finished. These I just did last night. And let me tell you, these are already curing harder and faster than the other ones. So I was very, very careful about mixing last night. Anyway, this guy got away from me, but I put those in, sprinkles in, and then later I added this white background because I thought it might be a nice way to make them stick out. I made this white using this. You can see why I'd want to get a lot of, there you go, eventually get more colors, because I could really, I mean, if I had done a, I don't know, a green background or a yellow background, that would have been so neat. But I had white, so I used it, and I still like it. This one I'm really, really excited about. This is that gear. I should still be able to cut away with an X-Acto knife some of this, and then I'll be able to file it once it's harder. This gear, I've been trying to make this gear with polymer clay, and I have not, I don't know, it just never looked right, and it was such a pain in the neck to clean out these spaces between the gear with the clay, because then I'd eventually just end up nicking in here in the spot I don't want to mess up. So these I will be making with resin in the future, because I think this looks awesome. So this was the clear resin that I mixed with this metal powder. I love it. I'm wondering if I can mix with eyeshadow, because I know I have gold eyeshadows and whatnot, to get, or bronze or whatever, to get different shades, because I totally love this. So there's that guy. Oh, and I think I like the inside better. Yeah, so I don't know. I may just use this is the bottom, and I love the way that this silver rimmed there. It looks awesome. Okay, this one I made with, I don't know if you can hear me, get a little bit closer. You can maybe see that there's little flecks of red and glitter in there. This I made with a red flocking powder. Is this the red? Yeah, that could be orange. I can't tell in this light. So I mixed, what I did is I added white to this batch, and then I took a smaller amount into a cup and mixed in some of the flocking powder. I'm assuming if I had mixed it harder, more of these fibers would have maybe dissolved into the resin and it would have been a more saturated color, instead of just sort of, you know, flocked, I guess. But I like it like this. I like it a lot. I like that there's little bits and whatnot in the resin. I think that really, really, really makes it stand out. So I'm really happy with that one. This one, I took a small amount out of my original batch. I mean, of this second run. I took a small amount of the resin out, and I actually into a cup, and I mixed in some glitter. I don't know if it was, no, it wasn't this color, but a different color. So this is the clear resin mixed with glitter, and honestly, is that not, it's beautiful. I love it. I will be doing a lot of this. It's mixed through and through with glitter, no layering, no worry about any of that, and I think it's beautiful. Okay, here's one I made, and I really wanted to get that glitter technique down properly because I really kind of screwed it up with the first batch. And I made that using this, which I think was 50 cents from Target. My only concern with it is that some of them, and I didn't notice this right away, have kind of bumps there and lines, and there, you know, so it's either a line or a bump. So if you look closely at this guy, there is a line at the top. I can actually feel it. So I have to be aware of that as I move along here. Anyway, so this sticker looks like it's been put on the top, but it's actually inside. I know you can't. It's even this way, it's hard to tell. It's inside the resin. If you turn it over, you can see that the glitter just settled perfectly. I am so pleased with this one. Maybe not pleased with the sticker I chose, but I had originally meant a different one, and whatever. I have to do these very late at night. I have to do these after the kids go to bed, so I'm actually pretty tired by the time I even start. And then I'm never going to be done before, say, midnight working on these. So I get a little distracted still, even though the kids are in bed. So anyway, so this one, I put in a layer of clear. I put in my sticker. I let it set for an hour and a half. I put on a layer of glitter. I let it sit for about another hour or so. I shook off the excess glitter and then put on another layer of resin and then left it overnight. And that's how I got that. This one is very simple. Let me pull you up here. This is just like that pink one that I had in the other, on the interior of that first batch. And this is just the white resin. I will be doing a lot of this in the future as long as I can color these, which I'm going to try doing once these are cured. I want to be able to, I know people can take Sharpies to these, or I'm going to try other kinds of paints. I'm going to just experiment with a few things and see what works best. So as long as I can do that, I will be casting these in resin rather than polymer clay, because as I've mentioned before, I hate working with white polymer clay, and if I don't have to, I won't, which is the reason I was going to mention I got white. This, I know I can now make a bunch of Hello Kitties, and they'll be white. You know, I can make some My Melodies, and so as long as I can paint them, I will be making them with resin. My last two are my favorite two. This one is one of the chrysanthemums from the Martha Stewart. It's actually this one right here. I love this one. I think it's so pretty. I put a white back on it just to add just a nice little touch, I thought. And the top is the clear resin mixed with pink flocking powder, pink glitter flocking powder. I almost want to go out and buy some more of that if it's still, they still have some because they were on clearance. I think it's subtle. I think it's pretty. I really love this piece. That was 2 layers. So that was, I took some out, mixed it with the flocking powder, let it set for an hour and a half, and then added some white in the back and let that sit overnight. My final one is this guy. Oh, I love this guy. Okay, so this was made in this. It was one of these. All that I did here, and again, I wanted to get the glitter properly figured out. And you know what? This leaves a lot to be desired. It's very bumpy back here. But, you know, that just takes a little bit more work on my part. So what I did here is I laid a layer of clear resin. I put in my stickers, let it set for an hour. I'm sorry. I laid in my resin, let it set for an hour and a half, put in the stickers then. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough resin to cover the owl. The rest of the pieces were covered. He wasn't. So I was a little worried I'd have to do 3 layers. I ended up only doing 2. I maybe should do a third so that this evens out. I may do that yet. So I put these in, let them set for another hour and a half, and then I added the glitter. I'm sorry, I take that back. I added the glitter right away after the hour and a half. Sorry, I'm being confusing. I can, if anybody's interested, I kept notes. I can write them all down if anybody is interested. And then when I added the glitter, I clearly just did half and half. I do think I need to put it back on this, but I'll deal with that later because I don't want to make resin just for that. So anyway, that is the second batch. That is something I'm much, much happier with. I think they're so cute. This one, I think I want to make into a ring for me. I do still want to make some steampunk pieces. I'm not sure what I'll make, but that would go towards that. I want to get some what are called glue-on bales so that I can glue it back onto these because I don't have a Dremel or anything like that, or maybe eventually, maybe Christmas present or something, get a Dremel tool so I can put eye pins in these. Half of these will probably go to my daughter to play with anyway. And this would make a cute clip center, for example, so would this. So I have so many things that I can do with these. And now I just want to keep going. I want to get more stickers and more molds, and I'm making my husband crazy, I know, but I'm just having a lot of fun with this. So anyway, I hope you like this. This is very long. I apologize. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks. Bye.